Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our entry level to Megabase, where today we're going to try and stress test a bit of our system, or at least try to figure out how much science we can support at the moment and what we can do to try and balance it out with something we can nicely copy around to hit our 4K. So the first thing we're going to do is start a bit of science. So I kind of want to get these two done just to get more solar panels, since that is something we'll need quite soon. So let's just get those three out the way. Shouldn't take that long. The same with our accumulators. And the last one. There we are. And then we can start cargo size 8 or 7 to try and see what kind of numbers we can pull. So for now, let's just see it work. We might expand this out a bit more to have double speed. So I kind of want to do that. So if we just take this part and place it down right here, that should give us a nice cell and hopefully max out the amount of science we can consume. It doesn't matter that we are not full on all of these. That is completely fine. And that is part of the plan, since I really want to see what kind of numbers we can do. So filling in the rest of these modules, could probably skip this one for now, since it only hits one. And let's stay with something like this for our setup. This one is still chugging along. I'm extremely happy with this one still. Still producing about 200 science per minute. So yeah, that is not too shabby. So here we go. A lot more science is getting flown in. Should get it twice as fast now and hopefully start to stress test our system. Let's also just get productivity in all of these before they start to get used and add a bit of speed. Might want to redesign this in the future, but for now I think it's good enough for what we need. But most definitely we'll have to check it out a bit. So all this running, we are consuming quite a bit of science, and now we go into using all of them and to see what kind of numbers we're pulling. We just open the production tab. Oh, let's wait a few seconds and see. Right here we are consuming about 700. Is that gonna be the same on all of them? 700 is what we're consuming. So that is pretty much what our science labs can support. That means we'll need about 6 of these to do enough consumption in terms of consuming 7K per second, or 4K per second. So what if we just write that somewhere? Can we do that? So maybe down right the corner. I would like to, or we can actually do it right here. We want this one times 6. 6 times this one to get as many as we need to consume all the science. So hopefully that is gonna be the case as well. To produce the science we need, then we'll say this one. We'll at least need this one times, what did we agree on? Was it 20 times this one? Because each one is producing, they're producing about 200. If you look over here, if you do a 10-minute period, about 200 per minute. If you then make 20 of these, we'll have 4K per minute. So that's 2 of these at least mapped out in terms of how much we need. So that's pretty much 2 cells done. Then we'll start to look at these and what kind of numbers they can pull. Before we check it, we'll have to get it completely emptied out and running. Yeah, let's get some more cargo size and let's see what kind of numbers we can pull. One thing I completely forgot, or not forgot, but something I completely miscalculated last time, is these. I said it was 10 million, since we had about 400 something. But it's not 10 million, it's about 1 million. So yeah, probably a bit more than 1 million, more than 1.5 million. But it's not as big of a deal as I thought it was. So still very good. We're still gonna keep it. And look how nice it looks. Oh, as soon as we expand this, it's gonna be even better. Love how we just have one that's completely empty. That's quite funny. But yeah, we have a bit of storage now. Filling up, we have things producing. And now we just have to expand our things to support it all. Already I can see that this can't support everything we need. Electric engines are coming in fast enough, so it's pretty much just a case of us not producing them fast enough. So let's just expand this one out. Let's give us double production. Could actually check how much they're producing at the moment. Let's see, blue signs. About 450 per minute in this one. Is it really consuming or producing 450? So it means we have about 900 now. That means we can hit about 1800 if we completely fill this up. So what if we just write down 1800 on a full cell of these? So you'll be 1.8k is what you can produce. So we'll need a bit more than 2 of these for our production. Good to know. So that means we have this one planned out. This is needing some power. Let's just give it a bit. There we are. And so far all of this is still consuming more than enough. Let's check just, they're not full. So how much are these consuming? Or producing even? These are producing 800 for about this one. So that should mean we can do, let's just say 1600 in this one with the current setup. So let's call you 1600 as it is a 1.6k. Oh, let's probably change that. Let's call it per minute is what this one is producing when it's running full speed. Isn't that correct? Yeah, about 1.8k when running. Of course, we have to manage if this is enough. Let's just change these ones to be the same. You'll be 200 per minute. And this one was 1.8k per minute when it's full. So that means when it's completely full, the cell, this one's full, that one's full. How much is our purple signs producing? All of them are running. All of them are not running. Might want to upgrade this to blue belts just to be on the safe side. So let's just do this right here. You can get an upgrade. All of this can get an upgrade. The same with that one. Remember this. There we are. That'll give an upgrade. And all of you will be upgraded just to have it upgraded all the way. This will probably need to upgrade if this can keep up. Do you have anything else that's running full speed right now? We're not really consuming any signs. The red one right here, you're still full, so you're not running at full speed yet. We'll just have to wait for that to happen. Anything else we can check while we're going? Let's just check our input. Low density structures is gonna be lacking a bit, but that's probably gonna be the case. This one is missing the low density structures, so let's just expand that out to get this running at full speed. So let's just copy you. Oh, let's just check. They're all set to a row, about 100. That is fine because we want to run it continuously. So let's just fill up one of these. Oh, it fits in quite nice, getting a lot more low density structures. So that's going to be good. Yeah, utility science is what's missing in the labs. So let's just get that consumed. Could probably do the math on it, but I'd rather do this for now. I think it's a fun way to test the speeds. And our robots are building it rather quickly anyway. We are probably going to run into some supply issues very, very soon in terms of red and green circuits. As you can see, they're going down extremely quickly. So that is probably some reason why we can't measure this correctly at the moment. But yeah, that is fine. Hopefully I can get them to run just to measure how quickly they are moving it. So let's just get our right here. What else do we have? It's probably space science. But it looks like it is producing about 500, 600. Yeah, it seems about... Ooh, let's see if we keep running. But somewhere around that part. So if we say they produce about 500 per minute, 600 per minute. Around that for now, 500-600. That means that this can support quite a big part of it. It also needs a few modules right there, and we'll remove this one and that one. Down here could give you modules needs of these. Hopefully we have enough flowing in. Should be enough as it is right now. So they're all running. Still looking at that. And we are hitting 700. More than 700. So that is actually not that bad. That means one of these cells can almost cover. We might need 2 of these, to be honest. That is not too shabby. Let's check here. That is, let's say 700 to be on the safe side. 750. Yeah, let's call this one 700 for now with what we have. Unless we fill it up so we can fit in. So 1, 2, see 4. That means we have 2.4k in one of these. That means we only need 2 cells. So let's mark you as 2.4k. Just call the science per minutes would actually have been easier. Let's call it here 1.8k science per minute when it's fully upgraded. Wasn't that what we figured out? Yeah, 1.8 fully upgraded. You'll be 200 science per minute. You were 5k science per minute. These ones are still not running, so these are probably even faster than what we need. So we don't actually need that many of these. At least not with our current setup. But there might just be a lack of other things. So what is the next thing we can check? I want to check this one. All of it is not producing because... oh, these are not getting out there fast enough. We'll probably just need... we do have 4 belts, so we probably need to split these off into 2 to make sure we have enough flowing. So these 2... what if we split it out to 2 belts instead? Running down. So let's do... can't we do something like this then? And to here. Then that should split out. Ooh, that was a huge rocket, guys. But that should split out evenly and make it all the way down. Hopefully that will give us everything we need to get it all the way to the end. If not, we'll just have to give him a small upgrade. Let's see if we can get the production increased a bit. Let's just do this. If we have to add speed, we'll add the speed to it. But I think for now we can fill 2 blue belts, or almost at least fill 2 blue belts. So right now we are producing, let's do it like here so it doesn't jump around. Right here. That's gonna hit about 700 as well. But it seems we'll need to add a bit of speed to these to make it work. Oh, no, we just can't output it fast enough. That is actually an issue we'll have to solve somehow. These are going on the same side, so we might want to flip these around a bit, getting it in on the bottom. So what if we just do... They're all going on the bottom, that's not what we want. We want 2 on the bottom. So we could get these 2 on the bottom instead. Go on the bottom and you go on the bottom. How will that look in terms of getting the rest out over here? So let's try to do the same as we have over there. So you'll jump from here instead. And go down this way. Oh, then we don't need this one over here instead, because otherwise we will have a bit of an issue getting it in. So now they should all go on the same side. Let's just grab the belts that are in the way. So these 2 go on the top one, these 2 go on the bottom one. Down here we have 1, 2, 3 on the bottom one. Oh, that needs a bit of an upgrade. There we are. And then we have 1, 2, 3 on the top one. So hopefully that will give us the output we need, being pretty much 2 full belts, going hopefully all the way to the end in just a little bit, as soon as these fill up. Giving us 600. Can we just say 600 in this one? Are these all running as fast as that? Let's see. Yeah, we still can't output it fast enough. Ooh, we can actually solve that down here. But it might just be a capacity issue that we can't output it fast enough, because we are getting almost full belts out. So what if we do this one? Will that help on this one to get it out fast enough? Because if that can fill a half a belt, that is enough. And let's do the same with that one. And let's do the same down here, just to help it out a bit. Might be a bit overkill with these, but at least then things are running. Oh, we also need some speed down here, if that is even needed. I can tell we are not getting all the way to the end, which is a bit strange, since we are up here. Huh. Because we aren't getting the same amount through these. Isn't that correct? We don't have a red anywhere. So why? It might be reaching as soon as they fill up, but yeah, now it's here, and hopefully these can supply enough. Or at least we'll then know how much this can support. So what is this? 700? Let's say it for 700 at the moment. That is what it can do. 700 science per minute. So that means we have, if we just move over here, this one 700, 200, 2.4 when it's completely full, 1.8 when it's full, 1.6, and then we just need our reds to be figured out. And already, if we do a minute of production, it's already doing 700 as is. Quite steadily doing 700, if I might ask. And that is not even with all of them running. That is quite interesting. But let's say it does 700. That means that this one can probably do the same as one of these, 2.7. Oh, sorry, 2.4 science per minute, completely full. So let's set it at 2.7. You're putting out fast enough. They all have enough. Kind of want to do this to be on the safe side. And just do a second one right there. And upgrade it all to the next tier belts. So please do that. Get it in. So that we'll at least get it flowing fast enough. And that shouldn't be an issue anymore. Probably wasn't an issue before. But then we are good. So let's call this one 2.4k science per minute. When completely full. And then we have pretty much all of our science sorted. In terms of what we need. Let's just change how much this one is consuming in the middle. To the same ratio as the other things. So that's consuming about... It's consuming 680. Let's set it to that. Let's say 680 science per minute. Though I know it's actually 685. We could actually just take completely right. But 680 to be on the safe side of each of them. And then we can pretty much just do the math to figure it out. While all our robots gather in stuff from around the world. Oh, that is brilliant, guys. So that is pretty much mapped out everything we need to sort out. Then we just need all of the what's called support infrastructure to make this work. But yeah, fully beaconed. Let's just make sure all is fully beaconed and has in modules. Seems to be the case. Can we add anything to you? Could probably give you productivity. Nope. We can give it to that one. Don't really know if that is that necessary. Could do it to save a bit of resources. So right there. Oh, save resources. Don't know if we'll save resources, but yeah, then we'll at least have it in. These we can't do anything with. The same with these. But let's upgrade them to the next tier so they work a bit faster. So that is everything running. That is gonna tax our power a bit, and that's why the next thing we'll look at, probably in the next episode, is trying to set up some of our new solar panels. Because now we have at least this checked out and how fast they move. Of course, this is gonna run on empty very soon since you're running out of all the different kinds of things. But all in all, it's looking quite good. So yeah, let's stay this for now as our ratios for the cells we're gonna produce. Could just fill them out with everything we need. Yeah, this is producing more than consume. It's gonna produce 1.4, so of course we're gonna build a surplus. That is pretty much as we expected. So let's just fill out the rest, to be honest. I want to get these filled out to be at the ratios we want. So right there. You'll have to fill out a few times as well. That means we will have to, if we just move up here, remove the power poles here that's not really needed. So that will of course stop the beacons. But as soon as we expand it down, that will give power again to 3, 4. Yeah, so right here, let's add in the power. Let's see, yeah, let's just give it so it matches. Right there. That is gonna power it all. That's gonna supply all the things we need. That's gonna drain even more of our system. But I kind of want to get things set up. So 2 of these, 3 of these as at the current setup. This one we haven't calculated yet because we're not really using any military. but we can always do that in the future. For now, I want to get this part set up and running, so we can blast through a ton of science in no time at all. So quite happy with this. These are actually quite a lot easier to set up, because we have it so compact and made in different cells. This one we'll need, as we said, 20 of. But yeah, that is actually not too bad. Power-wise, we are looking a bit better. But then again, we are running the entire factory at the moment. So yeah, we will have to expand out solar power in the next episode. That also means we'll have to set up a lot more things. We are consuming a lot. But quite happy with the way the base is performing at the moment. Glad I got all the calculations done in terms of how much they can produce. And then we just need all the supporting functions to get closer to our goal. So that is not too shabby. So I think this is a rather good place to end. Watching our robots trying to keep up with the demand. That is always fun to see. And then in the next episode, we will pretty much expand out some solar. At least set up the solar panels and try to expand out to a few new places. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Please comment what kind of mistake I made in this. Might not be able to react to all of the comments you give me, but I think it's somewhat good. I'm at least quite happy with the way we figured this out. It is very, very nice. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you'll give me a like and subscribe. And then I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.